And that without me being some kind of guy, I'm creating an ebook and trying to sell it for $9. And I failed. Nobody bought it. So the thing is, like, I was listening to him and he said that it's not about you and fast. It's about them and slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't think of that.
Yeah.
People put out an Instagram piece of content or a LinkedIn piece of content and they say 5 ways you can hack on Instagram algorithm, where they might be having 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're talking how to get Bluetick verified on Instagram, where they are roaming around with 30,000 followers and have no clue about Bluetick.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell. Now that I have Blueticks on 2 different platforms, I talk about that shit. Still, I'm not coming up with a video.
Right.
Because I'm in touch with different people who have Blueticks. I'm in touch with agencies who are doing Blueticks, and combined, I'll have an information piece of video which will be free. That's where you get actual information, that it's not just like कि यहाँ पैसे है तो blue tick आ जाएंगे.
Actual impact actually.
It has to be an influencer. You have to go through a procedure and all those things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense, man. I'm gonna follow you. A lot of things that are starting up in India right now, like the way people are trying to capture that market is the weirdest part, right? Like they capture the naivety so easily. They're like, okay, if I could take a clickbaity title and I say like, this is how you can make money, and put like some big numbers or like put like a fancy car or
That's like the mentality of every YouTube, most of the YouTubers. I wouldn't say every, most of the. Why? Because on YouTube's algorithm, it is just thumbnail and title. If you're good enough with those 2 things, you'll go viral. And that's what people like us might have 7,000 subscribers on YouTube, which doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where people who have 1 million subscribers would be taking interviews of us.
Yeah. I mean, like, when you see the 1 million followers guy, his like interactions and engagements are still like 40K, 30K.
Exactly. I mean, tomorrow if I do a video that how to invest via Paytm in the best mutual funds, which will give you 10% return rate in 5 years, that video would go viral like anything.
Yeah.
But that's not my thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where people who just want to be viral, they create this kind of content.
On? Like, are you educating people on how to?
Yes.
Like,
all my marketing content is free.
Right.
I'm right now standing at 255 podcast episodes, which is like on daily basis, every single day 6 p.m. It is #1 ranking on Apple Podcasts and Spotify right now, and available all across the platforms, 12 different. I'm heavily active on Instagram. Basically, I'm a hardcore practitioner on how to communicate on social media with people and educating with respect to marketing stuff and leveraging my brand against things.
Right.
So just because I have content of 5-6 years now, I'm getting discovered and popping out.
Yeah.
So now every single video of mine on TikTok is automatically getting 50,000 views. I'm least worried about that.
Right.
My hashtag right now in 7 days, 10 days is like above 1 million views, and people don't see that. 1 year down the line, when I would have a decent enough of number on TikTok, people will think, how did you cross these things? And I will say the same shit. Yeah. Probably if this was recorded, I'll just roll this video.
Yeah. That's very true.
So it's the content, and then people will think in 2022, if I roll out this video, people, what they will think, the negative haters, what they'll think, just because you were Digital Pratik, you had an advantage on TikTok. And I would say I didn't have an advantage on Instagram in 2014.
Put in the work, like you recorded everything
Exactly.
and you captured the right shit. You saw your online persona, and that's what you like, and the kind of impact that you have. Yeah, that's so true.
So people are trying to figure out the algorithms, where I'm trying to figure out how I can push out more content. Yeah. I'm posting 100 to 150 unique piece of content across 4 to 5 channels. Yeah. Instagram, YouTube, like podcast, everything. Yeah, every single day.
There's an app called For Sure TV. It's basically for people who just get on the internet. And it's like a simple app. So it's like, you have like multiple
categories. You want to say something? Okay.
So you have multiple categories. So it's like, say if you want to learn, the video starts and it's always the next one. Next one. There's nothing else on it. It's like curated playlists from the best of the YouTube, given to people to easily.
It's your app?
It's my app. So we just started like 90 days ago. We have like over 400 hours of view time on a daily basis now. And we partnered up with like multiple other distribution networks like InMobi's Glance TV. GeoTV, we're getting a whole show, like a whole channel, because it's called Internet TV. It's like, there's a lot of content on YouTube by creators like you, instead of just like the high budget content. Yeah. I mean, this gives you more value than like people who are spending millions and they're making like some piece of content.
Like 2 years ago when I was listening to Gary Vee used to say that you'll definitely have a guy, to everybody, addressing a video. Like you will have a guy roaming around you. And I was always thinking like, in 2017 I don't have, but by 2020 I'll definitely have. And I'm doing it in India in a different level. I'm not having a permanent D-Rock right now.
Yeah.
What I'm having is D-Rocks in cities. Like he's from Mumbai.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the first ever time.
And you edit as well?
No, post-production is my own team. I have a team.
Nice.
So it's me and just the another guy right now. As of now, we are recording. Just 2 guys and we are pushing out 100 unique pieces of content every single day. Just imagine. So what will happen if I scale my team to 20? I'm already knowing what I'm coming up with.
Yeah.
Because I know where the consumer's attention would be. Like in the car, people are listening to podcasts right now.
Yeah.
I'm already
it's
there.
So passive. Like I like
Right?
how like your whole theme is around Gary Vee.
Exactly.
I relate with that.
And
guy.
right now, I'm least worried about putting up this entire vlog on YouTube.
Yeah. Don't
Like
push it.
where your brand has the attention, you keep focusing and quadrupling down on that.
Over index on that.
And then side by side, do slowly and steady.
Yeah, man. Like I think I always keep telling like every new guy who approaches me about like how do I start a startup? How do I at least make my first crore in this startup
crores.
world? Like yeah, that's what they have, right? Like they come and ask me like, dude, how do I make a crore? How do I become an entrepreneur, like a cool guy? I'm like, dude, all you need is Google and Gary Vee.
I don't care what people think about me. I know where the numbers is coming from.
Yeah. You know
People are chasing money. Like I was meeting the other guy, like when I approached, and he was telling me that, how do I scale my agency? And I'm like, how many pieces of content you are putting up right now as an agency?
Yeah.
And he's like 0. In the world of online, if you as an agency are not putting up content, where I'm telling you, I am putting up 100 unique pieces of content, and that's where I'm getting opportunities, that's where I'm meeting new people. Who in the world, like, why in the world Varun might have called me or Nikita might have called me?
Yeah.
We have never met. This is for the first ever time we are interacting face to face, like in person.
First time?
In person for the first ever time, and people would be thinking that we are best friends.
Hi, man.
We are collaborating already in like half an hour. We are collaborating in so many things. By probably 12 a.m. midnight, we would be having so many things.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like, and I'm glad you're doing this. I mean, more people need to take inspiration from this.
People over here, a lot of people came that just because I had a Q&A panel discussion, which I personally have no clue about when it is going to happen. But the moment I have entered this thing, I'm already speaking and answering the questions. So what I think is, probably I won't require that Q&A session.
At all. I mean, like, this content will go out to like probably more people.
Exactly.
100x more people than what you'll be
100%.
But the beauty of it is like you'll impact those 10 people here, right?
It's about the impact. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right?
if
If 100 people are seeing your
thing.
content, one will definitely have an impact if your content is valuable.
Yeah. Great energy, dude. I love that I met you. But we'll keep in touch and for sure. I'll see if I can push more of your content.
Sure.
More, please.
We'll just catch up with Varun and everything.
Yeah.
We'll just talk. Yep. Cheers.
Hey,
Hi.
Hi, I'm not sure if you remember.
What's your name, sir?
Hitesh.
Hitesh.
I think we have been in touch probably about a year or ago.
Okay.
I was following you on Instagram.
Okay, thanks.
So forth. I've seen a story from where you started doing digital marketing training. Your Insta stories on the auto, where you're capturing every day, to wherever you have reached right now is phenomenal. So I have just one question. So whatever you're doing right now takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, right? So what exactly is driving you? As in, what is that one thing which...
Yesterday night I was doing this live video on Instagram at 12:30 a.m. randomly from the hotel room.
Right,
I'm thinking that what should I do today which can bring more value?
right,
And I'm like, let me go randomly live on Instagram.
right.
Now, there are 90% of the creators who create content, they go live on Instagram with the mentality of, will I get 100 viewers if I do it at 12:30 a.m.?
Right, right,
And I was like, how can I answer 10 questions
Right.
on Instagram live in maybe 10 minutes?
right.
That drives me. It's within. It's from within. I cannot sleep without bringing value and without posting here and there. I just gave my iPhone to him that if you can just post Instagram stories behind the scenes, because I'm not able to put up that right now.
Right. But is there a bigger purpose which you are...
It's a strong why. I just want to empower people because see, once a while, I won't mention the institute name. I took a course when I didn't have money. I used to take courses, Google, YouTube, the things which I'm telling people to learn from. I did the same thing.
Right.
I have not done any fancy like Stanford's course or something like that.
Right.
So when I took my first ever paid course, it was like somewhere around 50,000 rupees from India only. I won't name the institute.
Right.
And I didn't have money. So I asked my people, the PG mates, my roommates, and they are my close buddies. At times they used to pay my rent as well. I was just a call center guy. They used to, my salary was 12,000 and they were earning 40, 50 per month. And they were so close that they used to pay my bills, at times food bills as well. So plenty of things. And I told them that I want to take this course if you can just pay it on EMI, because I have convinced them that I can get EMIs. So my first EMI was somewhere around 15,000 rupees. They paid it. The second month, my friend was not available, unfortunately, because he had some family problems. And his credit card or debit card was not with me. And my payment was not successful in the institute. And they banned me from the institute. All right. This is just one instance which I'm telling you, which is in my heart. I don't want that to be happening with other people. And that's where my education is 100% free, and it would be like Facebook, forever free. I won't do paid courses any point. I'm documenting this. If I do it, you can ping me that Pratik, you said something in 2019. I will never ever create a paid course. Collaborations is different. But I won't sell an ebook or sell a paid course or an institute. I can open up an institute right now. There are investors who are running after me. Pratik will invest money.
So it's all about empowering.
It's having a strong why. Like, it's having a strong why. My parents, like, we come from a very middle class family. My dad got a paralytic stroke in 2009. So since then, I'm the only guy earning money and all those things. Right? So, like, you have to have a strong why, and slowly it happens. Right? When I was a job guy, 2014-15 call center guy, I was not like this.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You know, the first ever product which I have created on imeandyouareawesome.com. This is my first ever domain which I booked. imeandyouareawesome.com. And on that, what I did, I created a landing page, and without me being some kind of guy, I'm creating an ebook and trying to sell it for $9. And I failed. Nobody bought it. That was my mindset. Now it is totally different. It's a process. I tell people, like, it's a process of figuring out, like Gary Vee says, self-awareness. So now when I'm self-aware. When I go back in my like my childhood days, my first ever drop was not in college. My first ever drop was in first standard. People don't know this. In first standard, I was expecting my sister. So my mother was not with me. And then I used to cry when my dad used to drop me at school in first standard. I used to cry a lot. And I was like, no, I have to go to my mother. Mother, mere ko mummy chahiye. And my dad requested my teacher that वो examination का time था first standard की final examinations, and then my dad requested कि अगर exam नहीं देगा तो वापस उसको first standard में बैठने देना, and they allowed, because I was a kind of a guy who used to be a good student, though I was not good in studies in first standard, and then they allowed. That became my first drop. And God knows what happened in my DNA. Since then, from first standard till 12th standard, I have always been the class monitor. I have always been the captain of the houses which you used to have in schools. I always used to be, in my college, I was a secretary of Computer Society of India, IEEE president, student branch. So that has nothing to do with my studies. Yes, I was good. I scored 88% in science. But I was not that kind of a scholar. I was good in studies. So somewhere now when I self-audit, I always see that I always used to speak. I'm not a leader, but I'm just a communicator. So, like, there are plenty of things when somebody asks me like this, like, I can talk and talk and talk on this particular topic right now till 12 a.m. Because there are plenty of things right now going in my head, out of which one thought which I have to say. That, like, the speed, it is going in the speed of light over here, and this is like sound speed, you know? Like, I don't know how to relate.
Got it. So
that's the natural thing.
So it's all these setbacks or drawbacks in the life which has kind of empowered you.
Yes, and meanwhile, like 2-3 years ago, I saw Amitabh Bachchan's video, Shri Amitabh Bachchan's video on Facebook, where he is quoting this poetry of his dad, Harivansh Rai Bachchan, and there is a saying in Hindi, मन का हो तो अच्छा है, ना हो तो और भी बढ़िया है. क्यों? क्योंकि फिर वो ऊपर वाले के हिसाब से हो रहा है, और ऊपर वाला कभी आपका बुरा नहीं चाहता है. So in English, when he says, it is like, life is a struggle. As long as there is life, there would be struggle. The earlier you accept that in your life, for your struggles, the better it would be for your life. And I have accepted that. So in English, it is like, if something is happening according to your wish, it is good. If it is not, it is even better. Because then it is happening because of some divine force which will never think evil about you.
I keep quoting my father all the time, and I'm sure I've done this millions of times. One of the first things he taught me was, Man ka ho to acha, na ho to zyada acha. If things happen according to how you wish, that's good. But if they don't, that's even better. And I could never understand that. And when I asked him, he said, if they're not happening according to your wish, they're happening according to the wish of some divine force. And that divine force will never think ill about you. So you have to respect that as being better. The other thing he told me was, when I was struggling a lot in those times, I said, you know, life is a struggle. And he used to say, so long as there is life, there is going to be struggle. I think if we accept this factor, that your life is never going to be easy, something or the other is going to happen. So rather than sit in some kind of despondency on that, be aware that tomorrow is another challenge, is another day which could turn out to be profitable, which may not, but eventually there will be another day when you can start trying all over again.
Like, when I say these words, like I have listened to it so much that they are in my mind. I don't have to memorize anything. So I'll say I'm just a hardcore practitioner of Gary Vee's disciple. And before that, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield. Like, I have always been a practitioner of my mentors' disciples, principles.
I mean, it's reflecting. I mean, so I randomly met few people here. So I just spoke to them like, you know, Digital Pratik is here. They're like, yeah, we're waiting to talk to him.
Wonderful.
So it's all about the...
And still I don't have any clue that my panel discussion would go on or not. I'm just trying to bring value to people who I'm meeting.
Right.
I'm just doing my best. Like one human being, wherever he can be, I'm just trying to be there.
It's phenomenal, the value add that you're bringing in, whether you know it or not. A lot of people, especially the youngsters, you know, they require direction, which I think they're seeing it in you, especially since you are an Indian. Not many Indians have made it so big.
Exactly. I'll tell you the same example, like Atmiya, he did de-rocking for me once a while on 30th June social media day.
Right.
He was the guy. He was completely able to do that. And he's into this field. He's interning for a couple of people. Like, he's getting paid as well. But now we have a different kind of relationship. Right. If he's free, he'll come to me.
Right.
And like Atmiya ko maine bola tha, like, Atmiya, I want you to come with me in Bangalore for UB City event. I'll fly you. And he's like, I've already booked the tickets.
Right.
So I will be there over there.
Okay.
I was like, okay, fine. What about your hotel? So I'll be staying with my friends or something. So I said, okay, fine. Like, that's my investment.
Right.
Yesterday night, this guy, so he was supposed to do de-rocking and everything.
Right.
This guy, he's saying, because yesterday I was struggling with the hotel and everything. So he was following me on his stories. And he said that, Pratik, do you need any help? Let me know. And I'm like, I just asked him, do you want to de-rock for one day? And he's like, okay. Aja, I have an entire kit. You do it.
Right.
And that confirmation was today morning when I woke up, and 7:30 around, I DM'd him, yes, you can come.
Right.
Like, just imagine, like, I'm taking decisions on the spot, like every single second probably. That's how the motivation comes. Like,
especially when you use the word D-Rock, I didn't know who he was.
Exactly.
After that, I went to his profile. And
so that's a brand.
D-Rock.
D-Rock never thought of creating a brand. He just thought of working for somebody. And that's what my motto is. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a boss. I'm not an employee. I'm nobody. I've always been a happy worker.
Right. It's great. It's awesome meeting you.
Same here, man. God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. Take care. Take care. See ya. Bye.